brand new music. Chris Brown, T-Pain. But it's not new music. We're just brand new. Because we're rejuvenated. Recucinated.
Recucinated?
Yeah.
That is a new one.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it, though. Recucinated.
Recucinated. Because. We just came back from vacation. What's that?
It was fun.
It was.
It was fun. It was a week away.
Yeah.
A job from the daily grind.
Yep.
Went to LA, Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona.
Why did you say the state for one of them?
I don't know. I've been doing that.
What?
I don't know.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. It seems like such not an insignificant place.
Wow, haters. At anyone from Phoenix, but it's not Sarah because Sarah lives in Glendale.
No, because I feel like people know like the big cities.
I think people know Phoenix.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know what they know.
Fair.
I'm a man of the people.
What does that mean?
It means I'm a man of the people.
What does that entail?
My duties and responsibilities entail providing additional detail where I feel necessary for the general population to understand.
Period.
So yeah.
And how do you crowdsource this information?
My brain.
Okay. Wow. All right. How do you get appointed to this position?
Yeah. Well, it was unanimous nomination
From
the general public.
When did we do this?
It was, in everybody's unconscious.
Oh, okay.
We all had a general meeting, and people weren't really paying attention, so there was no one running against me, and therefore I was appointed to said position.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're proud to have won against no one.
Exactly, absolutely. It's a hard race running against yourself.
It is.
Because you are both the potential victor and the opponent.
How so?
Because when you're running against yourself, your best self is the version of yourself that you're trying to be.
What?
So you're trying to beat the old version of yourself.
Okay.
And that is why it's a race against yourself.
And this has been a snippet from RuPaul's new memoir. All I have to say, yeah, we came back from a week trip. Yeah. LA, Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
It was literally yesterday. We had no idea what we actually did in LA.
No, we were trying to recount. I mean, we made progress. I think now we know.
Yeah.
But
ask me to recap it again?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. I know the way I break it down is like LA was all of our like milestone moments, like checking out bars and hotspots, going to the theme park. Vegas was just straight partying, and then Phoenix we were just kicking back.
Honestly, that's what it was. That sums up the trip.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
Yeah. It was
3 legs of the race.
Yeah. Eco challenge.
Oh. Damn. I'm not doing that. You could never catch me doing it.
Oh God. It's the swimming and then paddleboarding.
So, and then you have to like hike. And it just doesn't end.
No. It's consistent. It's constant. It's unending.
I don't want to do that.
Like that's effort. That's work.
What do you get from that?
Freedom.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah. I mean, or maybe like the accomplishment.
Don't care.
I mean, that's you. Like, what about them?
Oh yeah.
They be training their whole lives.
Wow, that's sad. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, just different
yeah.
different goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me personally. I'm not doing that shit.
Is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Are you really trying to tell this joke on the fucking podcast? I can see it in your face. I can see it in your face. You want to go into details so bad.
I want to say the one thing so bad. But just know I'm saying it in my heart. I'm restraining myself.
I know you are. I know. Why do you think we're having this conversation? I can see it.
It's so funny.
It's not that funny.
No, it's hilarious. Bro, it's hilarious.
Oh my god. Fine, just tell the people then.
I don't want to explain the whole thing.
Fair.
I don't want to explain the whole thing. But very quickly, in our Vegas leg of the trip, honestly, that's literally the way I think about it. I think about it as legs of the trip.
Yeah.
So in our Vegas leg, we saw dudes that looked like they work in finance. Like, truly that they were finance bros. I felt it in my soul. Kim just turns around and screams.
I didn't scream.
Kate
You are
screams and projects her voice to the individual in the hallway so that he could hear her and goes, not do you work in finance? Do you work on the New York Stock Exchange? And I've just been laughing about it ever since. It's on our whiteboard right now because I find it so funny.
So that's for sure one of Kayla's highlights. My personal favorite, my highlight, happened mere seconds.
I knew it!
Before this.
I knew it! I was like, when you talking about highlights, I was like, she's gonna say her favorite trip. What?
So, mere seconds before I did that, we're walking down this hallway. Kayla's a little close to the wall, and they have, like, lamps. Some of them are not covered, so, like, the wires are just, like, sticking out, and it's just, like, a black little box. But as she was passing this one in particular, the wires were uncovered. So her phone touches it, she saw a spark, and she went down.
Bro, I would have never thought that a 5-star hotel would have put me in mortal danger.
Yo, you almost got electrocuted.
If I wasn't holding my phone, that would have been it.
Oh, God. Would have been over for you.
Yeah.
Like, performing CPR.
You can't touch me.
You think he would have helped?
That nigga would not have helped! He would have walked right the fuck by. He's not stopping.
Damn.
Would you stop?
Yes.
If someone was, they were already being helped.
I mean, I feel like for, like, medical emergencies, it's good to have, like, 2 people, but anything more than, like, 3 is, like, a crowd.
Fair. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if there was only one other person there, I'd be like, I should probably help them out.
Makes sense.
If there's 2 people there, I'd ask if they need assistance. And if they say no, then, like, I'd leave.
Mm.
But if they're like, help us, then I'd stay. But if I see 3 people, I'm not doing anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You have the help and support you need out of 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
Honestly, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not including the person who's
Incapacitated.
incapacitated. Yeah.
You can't touch someone when they're electric. I think I'm just fucked. You can't help me.
Yeah.
You can't help me, bro. I hate you guys. That's all Sarah was talking about. She's like, okay, live wire. I hate you guys.
Sarah, you ate with that. That's funny as fuck.
No, do not give that to her. Don't give that to her. Please.
We're back with another episode. Episode
16? Question mark?
16.
It is 16.
16.
Nice.
1-6.
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
Ooh.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Well.
This has been a long time coming.
Has it been one for the butt?
Yeah.
One for the butt.
Yeah. Well, did you guys know that our original podcast name was going to be It Hasn't Gotten Better? And that's because for almost 2 years, it really didn't. And it was a running joke that it was not getting better. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, you would have seen the previous episode So that is a sequel to this segment.
Period. Yeah,
So,
like after the final rose.
Yeah.
But we did it before. Just to switch things up.
Exactly.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Ignition remix by R. Kelly.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. No one's ever heard the original. Well, you guys are hearing the original today.
It's an exclusive.
There you go.
This is hot. Off the press.
Dearest gentle reader.
Not the Bridgerton. I fucking can't.
Sidebar, this season shit.
It's so bad. It's so bad. They lost me, bro. I'm over it.
Lost me hard.
Like, please.
Pacing, garbage. Romance, garbage.
The multiple storylines.
Garbage. I don't care about the Mondrichs. I don't care. I truly could not care.
It's just whack after whack after whack. It's bad.
If y'all did the same thing, like, if you guys just copy and pasted season 1 with the different characters each time,
no issues.
It would have been fine. Y'all out here trying to add fucking vegan characters, deaf characters. There are no black people in the Regency era. If that's even the era that they're in. But you guys know what I mean. Especially in Britain.
High society, no less.
Exactly. It's that. There were no black people in high society. Please. Whatever. All that to say, this is the copy of Lady Whistledown that y'all are going to want to listen to. Because we're spilling all the tea.
Get some napkins.
That's it. Get your popcorn. Buckle up. And here we go.
Wow, wow.
I mean, where do we start? Did we start in 2017? Yeah.
Period.
2017. Enter Kimberly.
Not Kimberly.
Kayla. Enter Big D.
Not Big
Kayla.
D.
Kayla. What are we giving them real names?
Like, saying their real name?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can.
Cease and desist?
It's that! Or we get a lawsuit handed to
It's that. Alright, we need 3 names.
Chutney, Oreo, and Amigo.
Those are they're all race-based? Whatever.
It was fucked up.
I'm using them. Alright, rewind. Enter Kayla, Kim, Chet Hanks, Oreo, and one of the Migos. It's 2017. We are all staffing for the first time. Yeah, we all end up staffing the same company. And we're like, you know what? Females in cadets are already a small percentage of the general cadet population. It gets smaller and smaller the more defined the groups go. So you know what? The bitches that live in the K5 tent, we're in that.
K4?
That one. Delete that. K4. Our tent is K4. I don't even think there's a K5. No, K5 is on the male side.
Yes. That is correct.
Alright, K4.
That's funny.
I don't know why I have 5. There's 5 of us. Yeah, whatever.
Period.
K4. Whatever. It's a great summer. We are just that group. And, yeah. Skip the whole summer, because whatever. We're going to be talking about cadets again. And y'all don't want that.
You guys already got the gist.
It's that. 2018. We all come back. We are all staffing the same company this year. Some of us move on to bigger and better things. Like, aka just one of us. Oreo? She was in
Oh, period. Yes.
Yeah. But we still friends. We still a great group of friends. And 3 out of the 5 of us later that year after camp are going to study in Ottawa for their bachelors. 2 at Carleton, 1 at U Ottawa. Fast forward through that camp year. 2018. I'm gonna fucking yeah. Big D and Chet Hanks. Yeah. We be hanging out, and Kayla, sorry I forgot to add that. We be hanging out on the weekends. It's good times. But after your first year, comes second year. And that's when most people find apartments, pair off in their little friend groups that they made in their first year of uni, and start living together. We do that. So we got Chet Hanks, Big B, and Python. The holy trifecta. One of them is so broke, she's just eating. Stop laughing, bro. One of them is so broke, she's eating cereal for 3 meals a day. And I'm telling you, it's not Kim or I. Begging us for money to help her get through until she can, secure a job. And that's okay. Also, a lot of this might seem fine. As individual occurrences, they're totally fine. I have no problem helping out a friend. But after 2 years of repeated grievances, my perception of you as a human being is
dramatically altered.
Yeah, soiled. If you will. But yeah. So yeah, we're living together. We live in a dingy basement apartment. Our front door opens up just to the public. A grinky set of stairs goes down to our nice little place, our humble abode, if you will. And yeah. That summer, I go back to staff because I have the latest birthday of us all. And I leave Kim and Chet Hanks to their own devices. Me being away was really interesting, seeing both sides of the stories. Because I had no idea what was actually going on. I was just hearing things.
I don't even really remember what happened.
Yeah. I don't even have our text messages anymore. Those are long gone.
Absolutely.
But yeah, she'd be like, oh, she did this thing. You're like, okay. What do you want me to do about it? I'm like 45 minutes away.
Yeah. So, essentially, I guess, the start of that was, that was sort of when Chet Hanks and I were disconnected. That was the start of our disconnection. And we really didn't like each other, but we tolerated one another because we had to live together. And, just placating, being nice, I guess, when the when the circumstance presented itself. So yeah, Chet Hanks gravitated more towards Kayla as a way to sort of offset the difference in relationship and likeness.
Yeah.
So yeah.
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 I want to pull up the list so bad.
Do you have it?
You sent it to me on some platform.
That's hilarious.
Ready to get into these highlights on the list?
Yeah, you know what? Let's get into the highlights. So, for context, we actually were suffering so much. We decided to list all of the things that we disliked about Chet Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
And this seems really childish. We know. We are well aware.
We're well aware.
We are well aware of how childish this is. And some of them are going to seem like really trivial comments. But we'll give you guys like the main, the top 10,
Top 10.
The top. But yeah.
It is childish. I fully accept that. Yeah. I did it because it was childish.
But sometimes you have to let the energy out in a childish way.
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt her because she doesn't actually know about it. And, sure, we're sharing this with the internet, but it's not like we're showing you the full list.
What's that? And you also don't even know her name.
You also don't even know her name, so it's not like it matters.
The title of the list is just her name.
I believe it because I know we were just writing to write. We said let's get this started today.
Yup. I'm trying to pick. I'm like, we can each pick one or two from each list.
Period. And there are, I think, 3 parts to this list.
There are 4.
Oh, there's 4.
Yes, 4 pages.
I love that. Back-to-back material.
It's that.
Oh God.
Oh no, there's so many. Okay. I'm gonna start us off.
Okay.
With I texted insert boyfriend name at ...
Yeah. Should we provide context for these?
Oh yeah.
So for that one, every single time we'd go out and we were just like on an excursion outside, occasionally Kayla or I would ask for the time or just be like, what time is it? And instead of just telling us the time like a normal person would, Chet Hanks would choose to relay what time it was or calculate how long we'd been outside by when she last texted her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So yeah, super weird thing to do. I don't know why she mentioned her boyfriend at every turn. But some people are just like that. And that was her thing. So
exactly.
It's just one of the things that we found severely annoying. Some of you would also find that severely annoying. Others, not so much.
I just think it goes to show how much she texted her boyfriend and was not present.
Yes,
in the moment.
I think that also draws that up as a red flag as well. So yeah, absolutely. I haven't gone through it yet, so if you want to go through another one.
Okay, I will. Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna. I'll add a bit more on just to that one, but because I think it might come up later. Maybe not. But she was so insanely obsessed with her boyfriend. She texted him all day. They had a scheduled call every single night, and she would cut our plan short to make sure that she made it home in time. And then she would sit on our couch in the communal space. Obviously, a living area is communal. And just scream on the phone with him for 2 hours every night. And obviously, we're in a basement apartment, not the greatest Wi-Fi connectivity. That's the word. Mm-hmm. And it's also being shared by 3 people, 3 students. We got the lowest package of Wi-Fi. So it would lag a little bit. But I think that's going to be my next one. So I'm going to hold off as Kim hits us with her first one.
Yeah. So honestly, a lot of these have a lot to do with, different lifestyles. At least the first pages. I'm like, all of these things are valid things that just, with how we are as people, like cleanliness, like the whole first page is just
her state of being.
Yeah, it's bad. But I think one that sort of speaks to her character a little more would be never replaced, quote, borrowed food.
Ooh.
And then buy her own.
I skipped over that one.
So essentially, like, as I mentioned, like with the rules that we sort of established as roommates, we'd each buy like our own food. There were some things that we obviously shared, But if anyone wanted to sort of, you know, use someone else's butter or something, like, that was fine. Like, just ask. Right? So she would ask. That's fine. But, like, once it's used to the point of being finished, I feel like it's a courtesy to replace it. Like,
it is.
Like, I didn't finish it, you did. So just, like, being aware next time, since you're using it, we're both using it, please just replace it. But she didn't do this. She would instead just buy her own groceries and then go about her day. So it was very inconvenient to have to replenish all of the food that she quote unquote borrowed. Because that's not technically borrowed anymore. Now it's stolen. So yeah, I mean, that's one of my issues. I think one of my first ones that's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the next page.
Okay.
And I have 2 quick points and then the point that I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
I know I alluded to the fact earlier that the Wi-Fi wasn't the best situation and that she had a very important business meeting every night to attend to. But I guess the Wi-Fi wasn't up to her standard, so she decided that she would just reset the Wi-Fi whenever she felt the need to. So I'll be on my Instagram, just in bed, listening to her scream in the living room, and the Wi-Fi dropped. I'm like, huh? What's happening? It's because she's resetting the Wi-Fi at least 2 times a day. Because she thinks that'll magically change the bandwidth and the download speed that we have purchased from the provider. So that, I close the loop on that. My draft pick from page 2 says the time she thought she was pregnant. Because that one really pisses me off. Well, pissed me off. So, as you are fairly aware, she had a boyfriend for the entire time that she was our friend. And that's fine. They went on their sexual discovery journey together. Some really gross. Some fine. I mean, I'm not going to say gross. Everyone's sexual journey is their own, and we don't kink shame here. Unless you put M&Ms in your pussy. And get him to eat them out. And you have germs in your puss. And yeah, whatever. So, she comes back from also caveat, her boyfriend lives in her hometown. He does not live in Ottawa. So she would go back and visit him. So she comes back one time from a visit back home with him. And she goes, guys, I think I might be pregnant. We're like, what? Did you use a condom? Obviously, that's the first question. She said, yeah. And we're like, why do you think you're pregnant? I don't even know what reason she gave, but she was convinced she was pregnant. But we don't think she was pregnant. So we all travel to Billings Bridge, the Walmart there, because she wants to buy Plan B, which is her right, within her right. As a person that is actively having sex, there are some responsibilities you must take. So we are at the pharmacy, and she goes, Kayla, can you ask them for it for me? I said, what the fuck? I'm not the one having sex. Huh? She's like, Kayla, I'm so scared. Please, can you just ask them for it for me? See, she's laughing because it's so crazy. It's like, you are the one having sex. You are the one that should be able to deal with what comes with it. So I had to go ask this pharmacist for Plan B because I'm not scared to just, do what needs to be done. But, it's not my responsibility to do that for you. And a lot of this victimized hand-holding was a constant theme. So that's my point. My draft pick, if you will, from page 2.
Period. Well, I'm going to sort of, have my pick follow up on that.
Okay.
Because it is kind of related in a very loose way. So the actual thing is not knowing how to plunge the toilet.
I did see that.
And obviously that's exactly what it is. She did not know how to plunge a toilet, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing how to plunge a toilet. But it was sort of just a running theme of her not really knowing how to do basic stuff. And, you know, plunging a toilet isn't rocket science.
No.
Neither is operating a can opener. Neither is, you know...
Using a blender.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of basic stuff that, you know, you can probably figure out by toying with. I think everyone's well within their right to sort of try and figure things out before they ask for assistance. And I don't think she was one of those people that, you know, knew that she could try things before she asked for help. So yeah, it really did feel like she was playing the victim a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And just, you know, being this helpless damsel in distress. And like, this is not saying that I'm not hyper independent, because I am, but there is a certain degree, I think, that is expected of the general public of just being able to figure things out on your own. And she is well below that capacity.
Yes. Does not meet the threshold.
Yeah, doesn't meet the threshold, like, at all. So that was one of the things I had issues with in general. Like, if you're going to be out here, yeah, I think it tags on. If you're going to be out here doing grown people shit, you know, you're out here fucking, you better be able to ask the fucking pharmacist for plan B.
That's it.
You better be willing to sort of figure out how to use certain appliances. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just what comes with life, bro. You figure shit out as you go.
We were never going to be together forever.
Like,
so when were you going to learn to be an independent human being?
Yeah, it just was a lot of that all of the time. So yeah, that was my pick.
Nice.
I feel like I'm getting more and more like annoyed as we continue talking about this.
You know,
because the adjectives are just getting
worse and worse. This is the final step to our healing journey. I love this.
Oh.
My next one is kind of a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have 2 on that page. So if you don't hit it, I'm going to come back and we're going to go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the main point is main character syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of points that fall under that, such as always expecting something in return. I will never forget the time my ex-boyfriend, then boyfriend,
mm-hmm.
was at our place and he slept over. And she was like, "Oh, I made you guys pancakes." And we were like, "Oh, thanks. Appreciate it." She didn't let me live that down for like months.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Remember that time I made you pancakes?" Like, I've never been one for transactional relationships. It's never tit for tat in the sense that we're keeping score. You know, you get this, I'll get the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I feel like that just comes with general friendship. Not to her. But she never kept track of her own scores. So that's a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to us doesn't mean to talk about herself.
I was going to do that one.
Oh, no!
It's okay. Hit it. Yeah.
I think that one speaks for itself, really.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to jump in on it while we're here.
No, please, you have the floor.
Because how can you, at its very basic, be like, "How's your day?" And I'll be like, "Oh, like good, like this and this happened." And I'm going into my day just to realize you're not actually listening. But then as soon as I'm done and I'm like, I guess I'm going to shut the fuck up now because you don't want to listen to me. She goes, "Well, my day, like this and this. And then, can you believe my coworker? Oh my God, this and this." Babe. I get you think you're the main character, but like there are people around you. Whatever.
Yeah. it's not even that we were like background characters to her. It's like we didn't even matter. And I think that's what makes me most upset about this.
Fair.
Because it's like, it's not even like, you know, she's listening and has a general idea of what's going on in our lives. It's just her. Like, she is only conveying what's happening to her, to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like oh, you're doing something and like vaguely listening. She's not listening at all.
No. Yeah. Not at all. She could care less.
Yeah. No.
She could care less. And my final sub point to that, to her main character syndrome, was her easily getting butthurt. So we would always have to go out of our way to make sure that she wasn't upset. And I think that's the hardest thing to do over such a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, eventually we stopped doing it, and I think that's what led to the whole, like, breakdown.
Exactly.
Because it was just like we were no longer catering to her.
And she can handle that.
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's us trying to have those conversations and making it like a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I never thought this would happen, but essentially it was just her taking advantage of us offering that to her and also trying to be understood.
Yeah.
And just completely disregarding the other half of what was supposed to happen in those conversations.
Exactly.
So yeah, like that, I agree. Total shit was on my list for sure.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I'd like to add on to this in which she'd be pressed about not being included.
Yep.
So, you know, eventually, like, obviously we'd all go out together, you know, and as she was having her relationship issues, and even when she wasn't, she would just want to be by herself. There's nothing wrong with that, but every time Kayla and I were interested in going out and doing something, we'd always extend the offer of her joining us to her. And at some point, we'll just let her reach out to us whenever she's ready to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just go and we sort of put that decision in her hands. And eventually that was one of the things that she brought up. She said, "You guys don't invite me anywhere." I'm like, girl, we've been inviting you places.
You just say no.
You just say no.
Or you're a shit time.
So, you know, like, if it's fine if you need that space, but like, you can't be butthurt when we're not, you know, explicitly inviting you anymore. Like,
you can't have both.
You if you want to come, you have to say that. Like, I'm just, it's clear that you don't want to keep hearing us ask. So I said,
I'm going to stop asking.
I'm going to stop asking. You know, it's, if you want to come, say you want to come, let's ride.
Is that?
But you can't be upset that, you know, that we're not explicitly inviting you anywhere.
And it's not even like I expect you to know what my plans are. I, at the very least, just be like, I have some time on Saturday, and, you know, like, I would love to do something. If you guys have plans already, can I join? Or let me know what they are.
Exactly.
If not, let's plan something together and we can do it. It's really as simple as that.
And I think that if she chose to take that approach, that would have been indicative that she wants to spend time with us as people.
Exactly.
You know, like, we're back to building bonds, you know, the friend group is back, you know?
The band's back together.
It's the band's back together. But just getting upset at the fact that, you know, you're not being included, like, that's the first thing you have to say. Yeah. Like, you don't give a shit about me.
It's that.
You don't even really care that, like, we're spending time. Like,
it's that. It's, also, the way that you word it really is indicative of, like, how you feel. You're like,
yeah.
I don't feel included.
Yeah. Like, what? Huh?
If she was like, I would like for us to build our relationship back and spend time together, that's a very different set of issues than you feeling like you're not being included in my life, like, in my plans.
It's so weird. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that was one for me for sure. I was like, ugh. I think my next one has to be the shit talking us to others.
I forgot I saw that one. Yeah.
So the major, like, context for this one is, this was, like, it was sort of like a financial thing.
It was.
I don't even remember like the specifics.
But
I think it had something to do with like one of the bills or something. I don't know what ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, I think we were trying to. Ordinarily, like we split stuff evenly. Obviously, when she said she couldn't cover, we'd make that accommodation. But for this situation in particular, I don't think we could afford to do that. So it was just a little tense.
Oh, yeah. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. But, like, I don't even know what was actually, like, conveyed. But essentially, to Migos and Oreo was saying that, you know, like, I guess she was trying to explain the situation, or she did explain the situation, but it was to, like, benefit her, like, put her in a better light.
Yeah.
So when they came and confronted us, we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
They just had all the wrong facts.
Yeah, it was, I don't even remember, like, it was so fucking weird.
All I remember is thinking she made it seem like we're running her out of house and home.
Yeah. Yes.
We're extorting her for money. It was, because I think we were in Toronto at this point. And we were just like, did you see the chat go on?
Bro, I was literally like, no, I remember just being so confused. I was just like, what are we even arguing about right now? And yeah, like Oreo and Migos were going off in the chat, like, because we had a group chat, and they were like, oh, like, you're making her feel so bad, like, I don't know why you guys can't, like, help her out, like, this and that. And it was just, like, it was just super, like, pointed at us. And there was no reason for it to be that. Like, the situation was so, like, blown out of proportion.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not even sure, like, how it got to that point. But, like, the only thing I can think of is her explaining the situation to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, when you hear, like, one side of the story, like, that's fine, you know. But, like, if you don't have all the facts, then
you're coming with fucking outdated receipts.
Please, you're just talking to me crazy, and you're not even gonna ask for my side of the story.
It's that, or you don't even need to ask for my side of the story. Just be normal.
You don't even. Yes, but they were our friends too, so that's why I was pissed.
There we go. Yeah.
That's why I was pissed, because I was like, you know, you sure she said all of this, and like I'm sure you guys have your own little group chat and you're talking or whatever. But, like, if we were even friends, I don't know why you wouldn't come and verify the information with me as well. So it was just very much, like, everyone was, like, picking sides, and it turned into, like, this whole manipulation thing.
Yeah.
And I think the both of us really just said, we're not doing that. Yeah. And that's how Chet Hanks, Migos, and Oreo are, like, still friends.
It's that.
So, like, it was just a thing. I still don't even know what the specifics were. Don't even know how it happened. Yeah. But it was a thing that was blown out of proportion. But, like, it resulted from her, you know, talking shit and the immediate reactivity of, you know, them.
It's that. Also, on that situation specifically, in my mind, I'm like, if we're all supposed to be friends, then that's what we are. You are not the mediator in our situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because all 5 of us are supposed to be friends.
And that's in addition to that, like, if it was an issue and she was expressing, like, concerns and problems over this situation, why not just directly come to us and be like, what's going on? Like, I am not feeling great about this, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to hear about this from somebody else and find out it was an issue. It's just weird.
It's not.
It's just weird.
Honestly, a lot, like 99% of these and all of the scenarios that happened, I think could really, I could just say, if we were really friends, ...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It would be a whole different perspective and approach to the way, like, things should have been resolved. Mm-hmm. And it's very clear at the end of the day that she didn't give a fuck about us. She did not give a fuck about us. Like, we were a complete afterthought. Mm-hmm. Like, just, it's not even giving, like, you know, Barbie's friends. It's giving her fucking Rat Pack. It's fucking,
we're fucking slaves.
just like her little fucking coin purse.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy, you know, like seriously, you truly do not give a fuck about me, babe.
Exactly.
Like, be so for real right now. Because if you did, you wouldn't have treated me like that. You wouldn't have treated me like that.
No.
You wouldn't have treated me like that.
I don't think I've ever treated another person like that. If you also really cared about me, you would have gotten me better presents. But that wasn't even that. I only wanted to bring that one up just because you said that. Because I'm like, she would never give us good gifts. And, like, that's fine. Some people are bad at giving gifts. But, like, if we were really friends, you wouldn't have gotten me a stupid PJ set when you know that I sleep naked. And now the internet knows I sleep naked.
Well, whatever. Like,
I do sleep naked.
Okay.
But all of that, really quick point on that. On that note, the final honorable mention is getting headaches from not eating. And again, your body, your choice, babe. But when you go, Kayla, I've had a headache for the last 3 days. And I'm like, what have you eaten? And she's like, strawberries. I'm like, okay, let's get some food in you. She's like, no, I can't. And when she was sick, she was like,
I was gonna say, please. I was like, I think her getting sick ties into the whole, like, borrowing food. Because, no, the way she'd be like, oh, like, can you go get me, like, groceries? Like, and we do it because
you're sick.
Good friend. You're sick. But please, like, you're out here just, oh my God. Like, the way she moaned and groaned, like, she literally acted like such a fucking man.
Like a Victorian child.
Like, please. Men act like such bitch boys, and she was just as bad, if not worse. I'm like, you're sick. You're not on death's door. Like, stop. Please be so for real right now. I'm not saying you have to be up out here walking around and shit. I'm just saying, don't make it out like you're this helpless maiden.
But it's that. But she's only acting like that because she asked me. She was like, can you go buy me some fruit? And I was like, why would you be eating fruit when you're sick right now, babe? She's like, it's the only thing I can keep down and I have a headache. Because you're eating fruit. That's all you've eaten in the last week and a half.
Bro, and then she'd get headaches from cleaning the bathroom with the door closed and
and the windows closed.
All the fucking chemicals and shit.
Just the neglect. Like, you can neglect your body all you want. Your body, your choice. Again. But please, don't come to me saying you are suffering these ailments when you haven't taken care of yourself properly and are now making it my issue to help take care of you. And I have no problem helping to take care of people. But can we please just be a little bit smarter, especially when I suggest things like, soup and water and, hydrating foods that help people when they are suffering. And you go, no, I just can't. I only want to eat some strawberries. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, God.
No, the part 4, first line, not drinking water and complaining.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. One of the things that's on here, making noise at all hours. Yeah, that shit took me out. That shit took me out. Because please, how is it exam season and you're out here studying up to the ends of the hours of the night and you're making this man stay up on the phone with you and all I can hear is your chatting voice when I'm supposed to be sleeping?
My exam's at 9.
Shut the fuck up.
My exam's at 9. Please.
Bro, out here carrying on until the odd hours of the morning. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. And her fucking baby voice.
Stop. I just read that.
Oh my God, dog.
This is not the kink shame. Well, yeah.
I don't even know if it's a kink. I think it's that fucking thing that immature girls do. And I still don't fucking understand because why are you talking like that? You don't sound like that. In real life, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she, like, as soon as her man picked up the phone, just,
yeah, I had a hard time. Because, girl, like, no, you don't talk like that. You don't talk to me like that.
It's tough.
You're not talking to other people like that. but your man comes on the phone, you start turning into a baby? Like,
Ugh.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that at 1 a.m.
My exam's at 9. My exam's at 9 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I think my final one, which sort of ties into the last one I have for part 4, in which she'd take every opportunity to talk about her boyfriend, which also ties into her boyfriend and his multiple professions.
Where is that? Oh, in the last one.
Because she found every opportunity to talk about this man, even when he was not relevant to the conversation.
So irrelevant.
Like, so sometimes we need to like have stuff fixed.
Yeah.
And it's either like I would fix it, or we'd find out a temporary solution, or we'd have to like call building management. And every single time she would be like, "Oh, like, you know, Matt's done some like carpentry." Like,
he fixed trucks. That was his actual job. He fixed trucks.
He was a mechanic. And somehow this nigga was a plumber. He was a police officer. He was a handyman.
He can do it all. He could do it all.
Fucking mathematician.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm glad you're proud of your man, but seriously,
I don't care.
I don't care, and 2, don't start spewing lies to me, because I know for a fact he doesn't do all of that.
I guess he does. Apparently he does. Apparently he does.
I'm not gonna trust the mouth of a liar.
I think I want that on a shirt. I'm not gonna trust the mouth of a liar. New merch on our website. Yep. Yeah, well, okay. I'll start with my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Because they're all just destructive behavior. I mean, the whole theme has been destructive behaviors that affected me and our relationship. So we'll start us off. Food in the dish sponge. That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, leaving just food in the dish sponge. You know, that's not sanitary. Using Mr. Clean in the mop. So we have like what do they call it? A steam mop. And we learned that you're not supposed to use any kind of cleaning solution in them, just straight water. We told her that. Continue to use the Mr. Clean in the mop. Putting dirty dishes back into the cupboards and drawers when they were obviously not clean. That's disgusting. I'm gonna stop it there. But my pick for part 4 is the glass containers. So, along with her disgusting habits, she just, for the life of her, could not wash plastic containers. And you know, they do be getting greasy and gross when you put the food in them, but it just takes a little bit extra washing.
Not to mention, I'd like to preface this by saying there were 2 occasions where we told her or explained ever so eloquently to use dish soap and baking soda. That'll do it. That'll get the job done. The grease, gone. Your container might still be a little orange, but the grease ain't there. This was explained on 2 occasions. So
yeah. And to compound that, she was still cleaning with cold water. That included her dishes. Who the fuck cleans dishes with cold water? So obviously the grease was never going anywhere. So towards the end of this relationship with her, when we were in those modes of, you know, not interacting, we've already told her how to clean them twice, we decided we were going to invest in glass Tupperware. Yeah, Tupperware. Yeah. Does Tupperware mean just plastic, or is it all Tupperware is Tupperware?
I think Tupperware is the plastic one specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glass containers. And I don't know how the story ends, but oh, I lied. I do. So we were using them. We had them in the cupboard, along with the plastic ones still available for her use. And we look in the cupboard one day, and she's bought a glass container. This is also a common theme. She has copied us on every single thing we've ever bought, done, made, said, etc. But yeah, she decided she wanted a glass container of her own, which is completely fine. We have not touched her glass container. Tell me how a couple weeks later, we see one of our glass containers in the sink. We look at each other and we go, did you use this container? Both of us said no. So there's only one person left. Guess who used that glass container? It was her. And we asked her about it. And she was like, oh, I thought that one was mine. They're completely different colors. We have red, like, the plastic seal on the inside of our containers is red. Hers is blue. Hers is in the cupboard. So, yeah. She said somehow she mistook our Tupperware, it's not Tupperware, our container, for hers. Yeah. Somehow.
Didn't know you were colorblind, bitch.
If you are, just say that. But yeah, she would copy a lot of the shit we did. Our little recipes, she would try and copy, but would just think up the place.
She couldn't cook at all. I feel like that should be added. Honorable mention, she couldn't cook at all. Coming home, you know, as a child, I want you to capture your best memory of, you know, walking in, your mom's cooked, or your family, your parents, I don't know, someone close to you has cooked something fucking delicious. You step in the door, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to crush this. Because you know it smells so delicious. You know exactly what it is. You're like, ooh, we're about to eat tonight. When we stepped through the door, it was the exact opposite of that reaction. I said, oh fuck, she's cooking. And the first thing I think is, damn, did I close my door?
I forgot we had to close our doors because it would just stink up the entire apartment.
It would smell the entire apartment right the fuck up. Right the fuck up. If you didn't have your door closed, I guarantee you that smell is lingering for at least the next 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And watching her cook is so, like, oh my gosh, the elements would be on fire.
Smoking!
You know, like you drop a little grease on the element. You see when you put the pot, like you'll forget about it. You put the next pot on, like whenever you cook next. And you're like, oh wow, it's smoking. You wipe it down. No. It's just grease. Fire in the house.
Oh my God.
And she's leaving, you know, as an adult, you learn to clean as you cook. That wasn't happening. So just sink piled full of dishes.
Rice on the floor, vegetable on the floor. She left a sliced strawberry on the floor. Bro, No. I can't believe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe. Oh my God.
I don't even know if we want to get into this one to seal it off, unless you have any honorable mentions remaining.
Let me see. No, honestly, I think everything that we've spoken about so far really speaks generally to what the experience was like living with her and what she was like as a person.
Yeah.
So I think we can close it out. What's our last rendition, you know?
Her and the dogs.
Oh fuck.
It's the deep breath.
Y'all better be listening. If you have a dog, you have a responsibility to be a caregiver. To be a person that provides support to said animal dependent that is a part of your life now. Dogs, in particular, it helps when they have training. when you are not instinctively, when you are out there looking out for them, trying to get them to be more comfortable in their space. In general, you have a responsibility to make your home, your environment a safe space. And this isn't just constant praise and petting the dog and just being super excited that it's in your presence and that it's following you around. It's teaching the dog things, getting it to relax on its own, find its own space, and be comfortable in silence, taking naps by itself, like all of those things. It's like taking care of a baby. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to be able to have that and, praise. It's both. Mm-hmm. You can't just do one. And she only wanted to do one. She only wanted to be meow, meow, meow. Oh, good boy, meow, meow, meow. But didn't want to do the training.
Yeah.
Didn't want to put in the legwork. So when, obviously, Kayla and I having the commitment to these dogs and knowing that you have to have both facets of this, disagrees with how we're treating the dogs. Oh.
But not nowhere near like animal abuse.
No.
She was mad that the dogs were getting crated at a reasonable hour for bedtime. She would...
And mad that she couldn't take them for walks whenever she wanted to.
Like, we didn't have a schedule preset. And she didn't know when the schedule was, so if she wanted to take the dog out, she could do so at the pre-described times.
And I'd like to preface this by saying that maybe we should have known, based on her behavior, that she wasn't going to be helpful.
Fair.
However, going into this, we had all expressed interest in doing this together and being committed to taking care of these dogs together. So, there was an expectation that she was going to be,
an active participant.
An active participant and understanding of the responsibilities that were required of her. But it seems like that didn't even matter to her.
No.
So, yeah.
But then we take it upon ourselves to be like, I guess this just falls between the two of us. Mm-hmm. Instead of now only putting in 33%, like 100% of caregiving divided by 33%, mm-hmm. We are now taking on 50-50. But once you're cut, babe. You can't just be the fun aunt.
It's that.
That's not how it works when you live with the dog.
Yeah. So, I remember this so vividly.
I don't know what you're about to bring up.
We had created the dog.
Which dog is this?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. But this was early. This was the very first time this had ever happened.
Okay.
And we were like, oh my fucking God. We had created the dog. And both of us had gone to bed. We were in bed, just living life. It was lights out. As we mentioned, she chose to constantly be in the living room, which was very inconvenient because that's where the dogs usually had their crate set up. So that was their sort of safe space. And I remember being in my room. I was the closest to the living room and just hearing the crate door open and the dog shake and just start trotting around the living room after it was lights out for the evening.
Also, this is Drina, our very first one, and a puppy.
And I think my major issue with this is, what the fuck are you doing? And why did you choose to do that? Why was that the course of action? Mm-hmm. I get that you were away all day, you haven't seen the dog, but you can't just take out the dog whenever you want.
Also, she's on the phone with her boyfriend, not actively paying attention to this dog. Drina specifically was a fucking menace. She chewed her shoe rack to the point where all the support beams were gone.
The shoe rack fell.
Yeah, it was done. She was generally pee-pad trained, so good enough. But she, again, is a puppy.
So she's just gonna do rambunctious shit. If you're not paying attention,
She doesn't leave her in the crate.
She'll fucking eat the carpet, like, and that
she
did happen.
Eat the carpet.
She did eat the carpet. She was under the couch eating the carpet, and she didn't know because she wasn't paying attention to where the dog was. So again, if you're not going to be paying attention to the dog and, you know, assuming your responsibilities as a caregiver, then just don't even bother.
Don't bother.
Don't even bother. Yeah, absolutely.
That was a nice way to sum it all up.
So yeah, that was our almost a full. I want to say we gave you guys 85% of the main points
of our 2 years together.
Our 2 years living with Chet Hanks.
Yep.
There is more, but it mostly ties into the same themes.
Yeah.
So don't really feel the need to explain there.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you guys know the backstory and how we got here, and where it hasn't gotten better.
Originated.
Yeah.
It hadn't gotten better, but as of our last episode, we are actively making those changes to make things better for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. That's all you can do. Whatever's in your control.
Absolutely. And, you know, as I said, lessons learned, you know. We've both grown from that experience as people, and I'm sure they have too. Mm-hmm. Hopefully. I mean, there you go. One of them has a kid, so I really seriously hope so. But, you know, people are going to act how they act at the end of the day, and the only thing you can do is control how you respond.
Yeah.
And now it's a closed chapter.
Yeah.
We're on to better and bigger things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Period.
Guess that.
Wow.
Thank you guys for joining. This has been another episode of Golden Nuggets.
Nice.
We have been your hosts, Big D
and my mom,
also known as Kim and Kayla. You guys already know. Thank you guys for joining. As you know, our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, GLDN and GTS. And we'll fuck with you guys next week.
See you. Bye.